Merrimack TV content may no longer be available on YouTube. To continue watching our programs, please download the Merrimack TV app from your device's app store. Programs may also be available at merrimacktv.com.
Good evening and welcome to the June 26th regular meeting of the Town Council. If you'd mindly rise for the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you. I appreciate that. Peter and Mackenzie have been excused from tonight's meeting. And if you're here for the recognition of Christine Lavoie, that will likely be happening next month instead. That's going to be put off for the month. For announcements, I've got a little bit here. I'm hoping I'm not taking from you, Paul.
Go ahead.
The town offices will be closed on Friday, July 4th in observance of Independence Day. The town of Merrimack invites you to join us next week as we celebrate the 4th of July. We kick things off Thursday, July 3rd at Abbey Griffin Park with our patriotic concert in the park with the Merrimack Concert Association and the Granite Statesman Barbershop Quartet. The concert begins at 6:30. On Friday, July 4th, things get started with a Sparkler 5K at 8 a.m. at the Merrimack High School, run by the Merrimack Road Runners Boosters Club. Also on Friday morning, we'll have the Merrimack Rotary Pancake Breakfast from 8 until 11, and which is also held at the high school, and tickets for the breakfast can be purchased at the door. The cost is age 4 and under are free, 5 to 12 is $10, 13 to 65 is $12, and 66 and older is $10. Our annual parade kicks off at the Commons Shopping Plaza at 1 p.m. and is one of the largest 4th of July parades in the state of New Hampshire. The parade travels down Daniel Webster Highway to Babusk Lake Road. It goes up Babusk Lake Road past the police station and then turns down O'Gara Drive to end at the high school. Friday night kicks off with the DJ Darren Roy providing music and games and activities in the parking lot in front of Merrimack High School, along with several food trucks. Come early and get a good seat for the fireworks, which begin at 9:15. For questions, you can contact the Parks and Rec Department at 603-882-1046, or you can visit online at merrimackparksandrec.org. Our upcoming meetings, all regular meetings, are Thursday, July 17th, Thursday, August 21st, Thursday, September 11th, all at 7 p.m. here in the Matthew Thornton Room. Did I take them all?
Mr. Chair, may I would like to request, I was going to say July and August, but it's just July. I have difficulty attending July 17th meeting and would like to request that it be moved to July 10th. Now, if the council is unable to do that, then I will be absent, and I know you'll miss me, but you'll do just fine without me. But I thought August, but actually the August date's okay with me. So I'm not sure if the council would like to. If I don't want to move it so someone else cannot attend, but if it could be arranged that.
10th works for me.
Any problem?
Nope, I'm good.
Thank you. So we could move the 17th to the 10th. I appreciate that.
And your August is fine, you said?
My August is fine.
Okay.
Thank you.
So
I checked I had the wrong
Gotcha.
date, so let me just double check that. Yeah, the 14th is the date I need, and the actual meeting is the 21st, so
Okay.
thank you for considering that.
Thank you, Vance. All right. Paul.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. First off, I would like to pass on condolences to Fire Chief Hall. The family this week buried Fire Chief Hall in his passing, and just the fire department had the bunting out of the on front of the Station 1. So just want to say regrets and sorry. And Fire Chief Hall was here for a long time, and was an integral part of the Merrimack Fire Department when it became a full-time staff. So sympathies to his family. Also, sorry if you really can't hear me. over the weekend. I got a little bit of a frogginess going on here. I don't know if it's allergies or what it is, so I'll try to yell as much as possible. Kick off your weekend early with the Merrimack Parks and Rec Department's new night for a free weekly summer concert series, now held Thursday nights at Abbey Griffin Park. We're excited to introduce a newly named Thursday Night Live. Join us each week starting at 6 p.m. for live music featuring a variety of musical styles. The 2025 concert series begins on tonight, Thursday, June 26th, and continues every Thursday through August 21st. For the full concert details, please visit merrimackparksandrec.org or call 603-882-1046. And I know Councilor Thornton really enjoyed the musical tonight. He was singing along with the musician. It was the kids' concert, and he was out there singing along with them. So,
Did you get a recording of it?
no, I did not. I don't have blackmail, but
All cell phones are in your pockets.
yes, he made sure my cell phone wasn't out when he was singing. But no, it was well attended tonight with the kids, and from what I saw, the 5-10 minutes I saw, it seemed like he was really interacting, and it was everybody was having a good time down there. And Councilor Jobin, I did talk to the Rotary Club today. If you would like a table, there is a table available. They just asked you to get there before 8 o'clock in the morning. They said 7 o'clock to set up, and I'm like, that's a little bit early, but if the council wants to be at the July 4th pancake breakfast, they just need to be there before 8, or you can steal part of Nelson in the town center community's table. But it is available. And Thursday night, July 3rd, there is also a spot available for you down, the council down at, I keep on saying you, but down at the concert. And the reason why I keep saying Councilor Jobin, because Councilor Jobin is spearheading a communication project that the council is moving forward. So, but those tables are available if you'd like those.
Thank you.
Thanks, Paul. We have no announcements. No, those are the announcements. Comments from the press and public. If you'd like to address the council, you can step to the mic or sit at the table. Seeing no one coming forward, we're going to be, as I had said, passing on our recognitions, resignations, and retirements.
would just table that.
Oh, it should be tabled.
Because it's a name. If she's going to be able to come next meeting, I would just table
You need a motion to
Yep.
table? Motion to table to the next scheduled meeting?
I'll second.
Motion by Nancy Harrington, seconded by Tom. All in favor of the motion, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed or abstained? 5-0-0. All right, no points. Our public hearing is the council to hold a public hearing to authorize the acceptance and expenditure of additional funds in the amount of $14,007.71 from the New Hampshire Department of Justice for the Merrimack Police Department to continue and properly fund the COSOP grant through September 30th, 2026 pursuant to RSA 31:95B and Charter Article 8, Section 15. Chief, long time no see.
So, just a little background. About 2 years ago, the chief was here asking for a large chunk of money for this COSAP project. That was approved with this additional funding. One of the reasons we're coming back is that in order to get this additional funding, I need to sign off saying that I'm authorized to do so with the council. But the caveat was that it had to be within the last 30 days. So we couldn't use when they came in front of you 2 years ago saying, yes, we are going to move forward with this project. So the chief is here to explain what the COSAP project is and give you some numbers and some what's going on.
Yeah, so if it's okay with the council, I'd like to just do a little overview about the program. As you're aware, we implemented a full-time prevention enforcement treatment officer back around October, November of last year. To say that it's been a success is an understatement. I'd like to just go over some highlights from this past year, if that's okay with you. The PT officers created 4 locations in town where anyone can obtain free harm reduction materials, such as Narcan, fentanyl, xylazine test kits, CPR masks, drug neutralization bags, and drug test kits. So far in 2025, they provided over 110 boxes of Narcan to the public through these efforts. That's 220 doses. Officers are now carrying it in their cruisers with them and just offering it to anyone that they feel might be in the need of it. So it's been highly successful. We created a partnership with National Prevention Coalition, drove a name change to make sure it was Greater Nashua, so people from Merrimack in the area would feel more welcome going to the coalition for help. They've been providing training, harm reduction to other PDs such as Londonderry and Amherst as well. To say that our program is, besides Laconia, who were originated, out of the original grant of 11 communities, ours program is up and running the best and fully functional. So very proud of Officer Justin Agras and his work he's done. He's hosted several educational events at the high school to talk about drug trends in youth, such as a mocked-up bedroom where hides are placed around so parents know what to look for. He's offered services to over 223 juveniles who have experienced adverse child experiences. If you remember correctly, during that original COSUP grant acceptance, part of that was an adverse child experience rapid response team. So basically, it's a police officer dressed in plain clothes, a clinician, someone from Greater Mental Health. They go to the family, offer them services, get them signed up for the program because they found that when children have these adverse experiences at different ages, it really affects them down the road. So he's actually grown the program outside of the PET program, where he actually is connected with all the schools now, so that they report to him if there's anyone that might have an adverse child experience. They're called ACEs, and I can tell you recently he's just worked with a family where one of the parents is dying of cancer. Just trying to connect those youths with Boys and Girls Club, other area coalitions to get them a network to where they can go. This past year he's worked with 4 families with children with experienced homelessness and connecting with the housing resources. He currently has 29 people who are enrolled in the PET program and has connected them with recovery services and recovery information. And since the program's inception, he's offered resources to 60 people. And he started working with other community groups such as Breathe New Hampshire to bring up awareness about vaping, which they hosted an event just a couple weeks ago at the high school. So to say that it's been successful is an understatement, I believe, and the fact that he keeps it up and running and always looking for new partnerships, more resources. As you know, resources changes a lot. You know, it was just in the news today that the Farnham Center is closing down. It's inpatient, so that's going to be a big strain on the area. So trying to connect those people with outpatient or finding out the more inpatient places to go, that's his job, and that's what he does. So, like I said, very, very proud of the work Justin Agras has done on this. He's really grown the program. And a lot of it's marketing too, and you know, most of the Alcoholics Anonymous programs, they have chips, so we develop our own chip. It's got the department's cell phone number on it, so anyone needs a call in time of need, they can reach out. So, so what is before you tonight is basically there was an allocation of funds that were left over from the original grant, and the way the state decided to do it was to divide it up evenly amongst all the programs. So our portion was $14,000. We did receive an extension for the original amount of money, which goes through September 30th, 2026, and we hope this year that we will get approved for another round of money. Because it's definitely a program that I don't want to see go away. I think we all realize that the drug addiction, drug problems are not going away. They're here. We need to make sure we provide for people, especially the size of our community.
With the results that you're able to report, that certainly is justification for continuation.
Thank you.
Right. So it's kind of nice that you have.
Thanks.
Anybody have anything further? Yes.
I'd like to make a motion.
Please.
No public hearing.
Oh,
Sorry, I didn't mean it that.
Later.
You can make a motion after the public hearing.
But we have to do the public hearing first.
okay.
So I'll open the public hearing. Thank you, Paul. At 7:14, if you'd like to address the council over this, please step to the mic. Seeing no one, I'll close the public hearing at 7:15. Nancy.
Yes, I'd like to make a motion. Thank you. I move that we authorize the acceptance and expenditure of additional funds in the amount of $14,007.71 from the New Hampshire Department of Justice for the Merrimack Police Department to continue and properly fund the COSSUP grant through September 30th, 2026, pursuant to RSA 31:95-B and Charter Article 8-15, and for the town manager to sign any and all necessary documentation.
Second.
Motion by Nancy Murphy, seconded by Jennifer. No further discussion? Call the question. All those in favor of the motion signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed or abstained, 5-0-0.
Thank you.
Congratulations, and please give them our respect and Thanks.
Yes, no, absolutely. All right, next on the agenda, updates from our legislative delegation. Do you get anything, Paul?
I just know that I was talking to a couple of the delegates, representatives, they had a very busy day up there. There was a lot of bills, a lot of hearings. What I did hear is that the state budget did pass by, I think, one vote. Went forward, so it's going to the governor's desk. Hopefully, the governor will pass it. I also heard that if she doesn't pass it, there's a continual resolution that will not affect municipalities, so we'd get our funding. So until they could work something out. But I did hear that the budget did pass, and I believe that it passed with some concessions. So I think the governor will be signing it. And all I know, it was a very busy day in Concord. So didn't get any emails from anybody else.
Thank you. Yes.
Thank you. Yes, the budget initially failed by one vote, and then there was eventually a reconsideration. Well, it was a caucus, a long time that discussions happened amongst the caucus, and then it passed by 5 votes. I think it was 180 to 185 or something like that. And the concern with the continuing resolution was that it was only going to fund the government at 90%, which sounds like a lot, but it's $700 million short. So county nursing homes, Medicaid, there would have been a lot of, like a huge impact if that happened. So that was today. There was a lot of concurrences, and I want to thank our police chief, who was there this morning advocating for Tier 2 retirement benefits for our first responders. That's been approved. That would have, no matter what was going to happen, I think we were all on board with that. And I know some concessions were made that they didn't get everything they wanted, but
Was that for 1 year or 2 years? There was some,
I think the amount was raised to $145,000, but I don't remember whether it was 1 or 2 years. There are a few.
you know what I'm talking about? There are some,
Yeah.
the years, yeah.
Yeah, but it was agreeable, from what I understand, it was agreeable to the stakeholders. So that was, what we voted on was agreeable to them before that happened. That was really probably the biggest thing of the day. But I just have to say, our police department is well represented. Our town, with Chief LeVake, we've had other police officers as well, but when he, talks about the mental health, the impacts to the budget for places that work with people with mental health issues and substance abuse issues, when those places are no longer available, law enforcement winds up dealing with a lot of this. So, I think that was one of the things that was really important to me. That's why I was not in favor of our budget, because I think we could do a lot. I don't think we should be spending the money we're spending on on school vouchers, public tax dollars that are not, that can go to private schools that can discriminate against children. That money, I believe, should have gone to a lot of things that Medicaid, instead of raising payments for people on Medicaid. People with the lowest income are feeling the crunch the most, and those with the highest incomes are getting the tax benefit. So, not a fan of the budget. I did not support it, but I did absolutely support the Tier 2 benefits. And there was Manchester School District, there was a $10 million cut that they would have received, which would have really impacted them, because they have a very large proportion of non-English speaking students, and really, needed some resources. So, at the end of the day, we have a budget, and and again, I can't say enough. I don't think other communities are as well represented in the State House as we are. We have somebody always there from our police department advocating for what our community needs and what the police department needs. So I just want to say thank you. It's noticed, and other people there say, well, your police chief is there often. It makes a difference. It really does make a difference.
Thank you, Nancy. All right. Town manager's report.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. Just one tonight. Beals Road Bridge Replacement Project is slated to begin Monday, July 14th. but the date may be subject to change. Beals Road Bridge is a split between Bedford and Merrimack and has fallen under the state's red-listed bridges and is in need of replacement. The project's timeline is scheduled, proposes that the bridge will be back open roughly for traffic around November 1st. So we're hoping the project starts on July and they can get it done so they can open up again. Thank you.
Thanks, Paul. We have nothing on the consent agenda, no old business. Under new business, we have committee appointments,
Just a few.
just a few. And I'm gonna go through the list just to read it out real quick, and we'll determine, I'll get some advice on how we should handle the different numbers. But we have Ellen Kolb, and for the Conservation Commission, full member. Gage Perry for Conservation, full member. Daniel Melanson, Conservation, alternate member. We have Tracy McGraw coming back as Parks and Rec Committee, full member. Laura Janes, Parks and Rec Committee, full member. Joshua Toms, Parks and Recreation Committee, full member. Phil Presbizewski, Parks and Recreation Committee, alternate member.
I'm impressed you pronounced that.
I've known the name for a while, so it's the only reason. Daniel Melanson, again, for Parks and Rec, alternate member. Justin Wadsworth, Planning Board, alternate member. Nelson Disco, Planning Board, alternate member. And Patrick Dwyer, Zoning Board of Adjustment, full member. So I didn't know if, we're going to take these in thirds. I suppose the thirds, let me see, we have,
Well,
I would take them by committee.
but yeah, that's what I was
Yeah,
thinking
take them
about.
by, I would do committee by committee.
Pretty
So,
good number.
and we do have four members here. I am passing those around for signature, that are here, and then I have some others that need to be signed.
And then I'm going to swear the four
Swear
that are
those
here all
four
at
people
once.
in.
Do you have a spare, because I like to punctuate so I know where to stop and not leave people with sentences 15 miles long?
I could give you one if you want.
Yeah, if you don't mind.
They're all filled
They're
out,
all the
so,
finished portions.
but that's okay, you can.
They normally have it in my packets.
Yeah, well, because there were so many of them,
So these are the ones that are
these are
not
the
here?
ones, those are the ones that are here,
That are here.
yes. And Justin,
Tom's-
Justin needs to
Ju-
be,
Wadsworth?
yeah, if he gets approved, he needs to do the ethics.
Okay, he's the only one with
He's the only one,
ethics.
everybody else is reappointed.
Okay. Bear with me just a moment if you don't mind.
So those are the not present.
Yes.
Do you want me to make a motion about the section?
Yes, if you'd like, we'll start with that.
I'd like to make a motion. We're going to do this by grouping of committees, correct? Okay. I would like to move the appointment of Ellen Cobb, Gage Perry, and Daniel Melanson to the Conservation Commission. And just to verify, I suppose I should say what type of membership. Ellen Cobb for a full membership, Gage Perry for a full membership, and Daniel Melanson for an alternate member.
Second.
Motion by Nancy Harrington, seconded by Jennifer. Any further discussion? All those in favor of the motion signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed or abstained, 5-0-0. Thank you, Nancy.
Chair, if you want to bring Ellen up in the audience, she's the only one on conservation.
To do the oath.
Okay,
You can
yeah,
do
we
Ellen.
we could do that. Do we have that one?
Yeah, Ellen's just being sent around for signature.
Okay, so let me get, we've got three things going at once. This is
Just woken
Justin.
up, I'm panicking.
This is
I'm gonna
Philip.
flop all over.
Here's Tracy. Here's Ellen right here. I'm gonna give
I'll
this-
send it back down. All right, if you'd like, we're going to be right down here. I, and state your name,
I, Ellen Cole,
do solemnly swear and sincerely swear
do solemnly swear and sincerely swear
that I will faithfully and impartially discharge and perform
that I will faithfully and impartially discharge and perform
all the duties incumbent upon me as a full member of the Conservation Commission,
all the duties incumbent on me as a full member of the Conservation Commission,
according to the best of my abilities,
according to the best of my abilities,
agreeable to the rules and regulations of this Constitution
agreeable to the rules and regulations of this Constitution
and the laws of the state of New Hampshire.
and laws of the state
So
of
help
New
me God.
Hampshire, so help me God.
Thanks, kiddo. Appreciate it. Just,
the next two ready for you. Do you want to do it?
Yep. Next, we have on Parks and Recreation, Tracy McGraw.
May I-
Lord,
I'm sorry.
oh, no, you will do the group.
Well, I was just going to do the group if it's okay.
Yeah, Laura Janes, Joshua Toms, and Philip Przybylski, and as well Daniel Malance.
I'm not going to say Philip's name as good as you did, though. I'd like to make a motion to appoint the following to the Parks and Recreation Committee. Tracy McGraw is full member. Laura James is a full member. Joshua Tom is a full member. Philip Przybylski, was it close? I apologize for the name pronunciation. And Danielle, as an alternate member, and Danielle Melanson also as an alternate member.
Second.
Motion by Nancy Harden, seconded by Nancy Murphy. Any further discussion? All those in favor of the motion signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Anybody opposed? Abstained, 500.
This is for them.
This is for the three.
For Tracy and for...
Yeah. And Tracy and Philip?
It's just the two of them.
Yep.
Yep.
So much, once again, stuff. All right.
Right here.
And
If you want to come over this way. Yeah, right over here, so that-
Yeah, I just wonder why the other ones
You can hold on for the minute.
if
He
you
has
raise
the
your
rest
hand
of
and
them.
say after me.
He has the
It's
rest.
I, and state your name.
Tracy McGraw?
We're going to do it together.
Okay.
Yep. So
Okay, sorry.
Yes, I, and state your name.
I, Tracy McGraw,
Krasowski,
Do solemnly swear and sincerely swear
do
solemnly
solemnly
swear,
swear and sincerely swear
that I will faithfully and impartially discharge and perform
that I will faithfully and impartially discharge and perform
all the duties incumbent upon me as a,
all the duties incumbent upon me as a
and state your position,
full member of the Parks and Recreations Committee,
as an alternate member,
according to the best of my abilities,
according to the best of my abilities,
agreeable to the rules and regulations of this Constitution and the laws of the state of New Hampshire,
agreeable to the rules and regulations of this Constitution and laws of the state of New Hampshire, so help me God.
so help me God.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Appreciate it. Thanks again. And I need you.
Jen? Bring that. I have the next one. Oh, you're leaving? Okay. Before people leave, I just want to express appreciation to the volunteers. I know we have a couple more to do, but as you're leaving, I want to make sure that you understand and appreciate that we appreciate you. And we thank all of the volunteers that provide many hours of attention and service to this community, so thank you.
On behalf of me, and I'm sure most of the other people from Parks and Rec, it's an honor to serve this town. So thank you very much for reappointing us.
Thank you, Tracy.
I had to do that before she left.
We do have two more, don't we? Oh, yes.
Being here.
Nelson, yes, okay. So we go right to
I'd
that
like to
one.
make a motion for appointments for the planning board. Justin Wadsworth is an alternate member, and Nelson Disco also as an alternate member. And Justin is here.
I'll second.
Motion by Nancy.
Sorry, Justin is here. I did not have the microphone turned on. And again, it's Justin Wadsworth, the Planning Board alternate member, Nelson Disco, Planning Board alternate member. Can you second
second.
it?
Motion by Nancy Herndon, seconded by Tom. There's no further discussion. All those in favor of the motion signify by saying aye.
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 Opposed or abstained, 5-0-0. Thank you much.
And you have to have him sign the ethics.
Yes, thank you. Is it in this as well?
Yeah, apparently.
Come on down.
Justin, haven't seen you in a while either.
Yeah, right.
All right, if you could raise your right hand and say after me, I, and state your name,
I, Justin Wadsworth,
do solemnly swear and sincerely swear
do solemnly swear and sincerely swear
that I will faithfully and impartially discharge and perform
that I will faithfully and impartially discharge and perform
all the duties incumbent upon me as an alternate member of the Merrimack Planning Board,
all the duties incumbent on me as an alternate member of the Merrimack Planning Board,
according to the best of my abilities,
according to the best of my abilities,
agreeable to the rules and regulations of this Constitution
agreeable to the rules and regulations of this Constitution
and the laws of the state of New Hampshire.
and the laws of the state of New Hampshire.
So help me God.
So help me God.
Thanks, Justin.
Thank you.
Just need you, John. Here we go, 2 places.
Justin is a new member. Interviewed him Tuesday night. He's been in town for a couple of years, has some experience presenting in front of planning boards, so he has some experience. But he wants to get involved in the community, and I said, way to go, so he can't hear me. So we appreciate you, Justin. That's the last one we have that are here.
So July 1st, you're going to get the July 1st meeting.
Oh, yeah. Thank you, Justin.
Thank you.
And I'm signing these. And we have one more left. Just leave those there. One more left, which is for the Zoning Board of Adjustment. I'd like to make a motion to approve Patrick Dwyer as a full member of the Zoning Board of Adjustment.
I'll second.
Motion by Nancy Herndon, seconded by Tom. There's no further discussion. All those in favor of the motion signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed or abstained, 5-0-0.
And even though those individuals were not here, they will be getting an email from Becky to come in and be sworn. If you can sign that appropriate paperwork, that is out. There should be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 other appointment paperworks, please, so when they do come in, they can be sworn in to take
That
effect.
paperwork's being done over there.
Great, thank you.
These are the people who have been here that you've signed. And the ones who have were not here at being signed as a group.
Okay. Thank you. All right. We'll move along as these are getting signed. Next on the item 2, under new business, council to consider the approval and withdrawal. We'll consider the approval of a withdrawal request for $210,945 from the Highway Capital Reserve Fund for the purchase of replacement 2025 International HV 507 SFA with snow plowing controls.
Easy for you to say.
Hi, Lori.
Good evening. Mike's on. I know, sorry, I'm soft-spoken. Good evening, thank you. I'm here to request the capital improvements plan recommendation replacement for a 2024 international dump truck for the Highway Division. The replacement was listed on the 2024-2025 capital improvements at the cost of $210,000. This acquisition aligns with our existing fleet, as all of our current plow trucks are international models of the same build. Standardizing our fleet in this way ensures greater efficiency in maintenance, simplifies our parts inventory, and reduces training time for operators and mechanics. Leveraging the state contract also ensures that we're receiving competitive pricing and favorable terms. So we recommend the purchase of a 2025 cab and chassis. So we purchased the truck in two parts: the cab and chassis, the cab, and basically the frame and axle. It comes from Allegiance Trucks for the amount of $115,950. The rest of the truck, the upfitting of the truck, it's the dump body, the plows, all the strobe lights, any of the extras that are added to the truck would come from HP Fairfield on a state contract for the amount of $112,995. Allegiance Trucks also takes a trade-in for the existing dump truck, and that would go towards the total purchase price. So that would be for the amount of $18,000. So that would be deducted from the total purchase price, and the total that would need to be removed from capital improvements plan would be $210,945. Any questions?
I just had a question.
Sure.
In the documentation, it says leveraging the state contract ensures we receive competitive pricing. Can you just explain that, just for anybody that's watching, what that means, and when that we would get a lower price because of that?
Yes, so the state ensures, because of the mass quantity that they buy, that they get the best pricing, and so we get the same pricing that the state does under that quantity of purchasing.
Great, thank you.
And the other thing with that as well is that if we do go out to bid and Alliance bids on it, they can't do any better than what they gave the state. So if Alliance, say Alliance bids $100,000 for a 1-ton dump truck, if they come into Merrimack and say, we'll give you the 1-ton dump truck for $95,000, their contract with the state now becomes $95,000. So they know that that's the best pricing that they will be able to give on the international.
Have we ever shopped for a truck company that was real hungry and wanted to sell something that might go under state bid?
I have yet to
Usually they don't,
encounter
because
that.
of the discounts, the amount of inventory that they're running. It does sometimes happen with police cruisers if a company thinks they're going to get the cruiser bid for the state. For instance, in the state, instead of going with a Ford, they go with a Dodge. There might be a little bit of inventory that they'll try to move, but it doesn't happen more often.
Yeah, enough
There
of the
isn't
larger
much.
trucks.
Way back in the day when I first started, there was a lot of this. That's why the state has done what they have done with the bidding, because people would try to come in and undercut what they gave to the state to get the business of towns. But the state's put an end to that and said, nope, you give us your best price across the whole state.
The cruisers might be worth just one little call to other people,
Yeah,
people in the business.
right. But there are a number of
I mean,
companies that we have now, as going through this number of times, there are some dealerships we will not deal with because they don't back the product.
sure.
They just want to get rid of the cruiser and,
Just thinking out loud, wasn't for this evening necessarily. Sorry about that.
right. No, but there is competitive bidding. Finance goes out and does most of the bidding. If the state has a state contract, we'll look at the state contract to see what the pricing is.
That is a question a citizen would ask,
Yeah.
Emily.
Right.
So I think it's a reasonable question to ask in public.
Right, so we do go out and look at it, look at the state bid, look at what we can get. And we try to stay with reputable dealerships that have performed in the past. There are some that, basically, we had a brand new, not to get off the subject of Lori, but we had a brand new police cruiser. They took it down other side of Massachusetts, and it sat in somebody's shop for almost a month and a half because it broke down and it was brand new right off the line. And we have fought with the company to get it repaired. Because we were fighting back and forth that was warranty repair or not. And it didn't matter that we couldn't bring it back to their shop. It's still a Ford dealership. It's a warranty repair. So somebody like that, we've very leery of using them again for business.
Yep, I get it.
So,
All right.
but,
Thank you.
So Laura, if approved, how soon would you get the truck?
They can build the truck within 3 to 4 months, and then it goes to the outfitter.
Okay.
So that's always but usually they'll get it within 6 months.
Have it for
So
winter,
we should
maybe?
have it about January.
Oh, okay. Good, thank you.
Yeah. How old is our highway garage?
We moved in 2019, February of
So we
2019.
need a few more years to see longevity on current equipment that we
well,
have.
this is a 14, so this is one of the first
This is
ones.
one of the
One of the last ones, I should say.
on the 10-year rotation.
On the 10-year rotation. Now we'll
The
be
reason
moving
I
to
asked
it.
with the highway garage, the equipment is warm, so it doesn't have to have cold starts, which
Right.
it's part of the problem. They're able to be cleaned inside now. And so we're supposed to get, I can't remember, what do we get?
12.
13, 12 years, that's it?
12 years. Well, 12 to 13, we're going to see how they play out.
13?
By the time we get this one, it'll be at 11.
Yeah. okay,
Yeah.
so, yeah.
Yeah, no, very good. Thank you, Lori.
So I'll make a
Tom?
motion. I'd like to motion to approve the withdrawal request of $210,945 from the Highway Capital Reserve Fund for the purchase of replacement 2025 International HV 507 SVA with snow controls, snowplow and controls.
Second?
And let the town manager do his thing. Do his signing.
That is signing.
Sign whatever is necessary.
Is that good?
High five.
And who
I
was,
second.
motion by Tom, second by Nancy Harrington. All those in favor of the motion signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed or abstained, 500. Thanks, Laura.
Thank you, Larry.
I'm getting the bill.
Next on the agenda, the council is to consider the approval of the withdrawal request of $41,100.84 from the Communications Capital Reserve Fund for the purchase of 8 Eaton uninterruptible power supply systems for the radio communication system for the town of Merrimack for $41,100.84. 6 units will be used at the Merrimack Police Department, and 2 units will be used at South Fire. Currently, we have several units that have failed and are inoperable. That was an awkward. Yeah, so, Chief.
Good evening. Before you, is, like I said, $41,100.84 to purchase 8 Eaton uninterruptible power supplies. This would be comparable to what the city of Nashua uses. As you know, we're on their 800 system, so we thought it was imperative that we have the same product line that they have. Our current UPSs and power distribution units, most of them are in failure mode right now. So obviously, communication is a critical infrastructure to the town of Merrimack. The police department dispatches for police and fire, so we need to make sure these are running all the time despite power loss.
And even though we're using the Eden system, we did go out to bid, and they were the cheapest. So we did bid this out. We took advice from Nashua, but Eden, it was the cheapest on these battery backups. And in that $41,000, they will guarantee. So if one fails, we call them up, and they come and replace it, no questions asked, and after 3 or 5 year? 5-year period.
Okay.
So for the 5 years, if one of them fails. And why they're so expensive, these aren't the ones you can buy at Costco for $100. These are these battery backups. I got a lesson on them because I said the same thing. Is these battery backups have power interrupt, which means that the reason why, even though they're failing over, we didn't know that the batteries are failing over is because the machines were running, because they run through and take the power right from the outlet itself. So if the outlet dies, for instance, lights go out, then the battery backup kicks on and does it. It's the way that they interrupt the power so that they don't burn out machines and other things, and it's a constant current going through them, so that there isn't even sometimes when you get a battery backup, you get a glip. These don't have the glip, that's what I was told.
It's a redundant system, so one
Yeah.
fails over, the other one will pick up.
So it's automatic, constant power. So it isn't a blip. So
Which does damage.
which does damage to sensitive equipment like radio communications. And like they said, we need 6 of them, so.
Something else you didn't care to know about, right?
8 of them, sorry. We need 8 of them, 6 up here, 2 down at South Station.
All right. Does anybody have any questions for the chief? Jennifer?
I'll make a motion to approve the purchase of 8 Eaton uninterruptible power supply systems for the radio communication system for the town of Merrimack for $41,100.84. 6 units will be used for the Merrimack Police Department, 2 units to be used at South Fire, and for the town manager to sign any paperwork.
Second.
Motion by Jennifer, seconded by Nancy Murphy. Is there no further discussion on the motion? I'll call the question. All those in favor of the motion signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed or abstained? 5-0-0. Thanks, Chief.
Thank you. Have a good night.
The next item under new business, the council will consider the approval of the withdrawal request of $75,000 from the Solid Waste Disposal Capital Reserve Fund for the purchase of a new skid steer, loader, and replacement tires for the Solid Waste Division to be used at the transfer station.
And I'd like to welcome our, yes, I'd like to welcome our newest foreman to the transfer station. Patrick Davis is the new foreman in charge of the transfer station.
Patrick.
It's well-deserved. Pat's been with the town for numerous years. He started off at Parks and Rec, then he came over as the scale operator for a number of years, and he's grown to being the new foreman. So it's always nice when we can, succession planning actually comes to fruition.
Yeah, there you go.
Thank you.
So,
Be careful what you ask for.
that's it. And afterwards, we're going to run some hills.
I know what I'm in for.
Welcome. Hi, Don. Haven't seen you in a while either. Everybody's
know.
here tonight.
You what?
Haven't seen you in a while either. Everybody here
true.
tonight I've seen numerous times in the past week.
Yeah, I think I had sent Leo the last time I came.
Yes, you did.
Anyway, we are here before you tonight to ask to be able to take $75,000 out of the Capital Reserve Fund for a skid steer. So the skid steer was actually scheduled for next year. However, I think you have the maintenance report. When you put all the pieces together, they're looking at over $17,000 in repairs to that. So it's not worth putting more money into it. They need to have their second skid steer to be able to do all the work that they need to do. Otherwise, they fall behind really quickly. If you've seen the mountain of material that they're moving every single day. So that's what we're here to ask you tonight, is to be able to move the skid steer up a year and to be able to purchase it. We're going to put it out to bid and whatnot, and to be able to have Paul sign for.
I'm assuming we have the money in the,
Yes, we do have the money in the capital reserve, and we feel quite comfortable with the $75,000. We just recently went out to bid for a couple of skid steers at wastewater, and that was around where the bids came in.
Yes, and that's why, and we need some special wheels. So the bids at wastewater were $65,000 to $75,000. They bought 2 of them, but we need to have special tires because they can't have the soft tires, otherwise we'd be replacing them. So anyway,
They punch a
that's an
little
extra cost on it, so I put $75,000 up to. And we only need 1 versus 2, so.
Does anybody have any questions?
No, I'd like to make a motion. I'd like to motion the approval of the withdrawal request of $75,000 from the Solid Waste Disposal Capital Reserve Fund for the purchase of a new skid steer loader and replacement of the solid waste divisions to be used at the transfer stations, replacing the tires, and for the town manager to sign any and all documents needed to do. So.
second.
Motion by Tom, seconded by Nancy Harrington. No further discussion. I'll call the question. All those in favor of the motion signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed or abstained? 5-0-0. Thanks,
Thank
guys.
you.
Don't run, Patrick.
Thank you.
I'd like to go back to the town manager's report for a second,
Ah,
since he's here. Figure it's best to talk about that big stockpile of metal. Could you explain what happened? So people at home understands what's happening with that metal pile?
There was a issue further down the road where the metal goes to. A lot of it was happening in Everett, where they were having fires and explosions and things like that. Merrimack wasn't the only municipality that it was, that they were taking unwanted material from stuff that had gasoline, batteries, engine oil, specifically NiCad, lithium-ion type batteries. And after a handful of incidences where they found it in the metal, they basically just pulled the scrap boxes and told us that we need to kind of revamp how we take metal in. They want us to do like a two-phase or two-part kind of intake where residents will drop it on the ground, where we'll all have the opportunity to look through it and clear it with any gas, batteries, anything like that. It's still up to the residents to do it themselves, but in the case that they do not, we'll evacuate it. We'll mark it with orange, red, some sort of spray paint, put it to the side, and our operators with the skid steers and the loaders will load the cans. We've since found a new company out of Greenfield, Massachusetts, WTE, who's taking care of all our scrap now. We're just now getting pretty well caught up from not having any scrap metal boxes for 2 weeks, maybe 3 weeks.
So,
Something like that.
and one of the issues was, we were also fined several thousands of dollars. I think it was like $7,000.
$7,000.
Because individuals, please, do not throw propane tanks in there. Your lithium batteries, don't throw them in there. Your lithium batteries, we have a spot in the recycle center for the lithium batteries that you could dispose of them for free. Your propane tanks, yes, you do pay a small fee for that, but please don't throw those into the recycle metals, because even a little bit of propane in there, once they get crushed, can create a big bomb. The other thing that they found was gasoline and oil in your lawnmowers and things of that sort. If you are bringing that equipment to the transfer station, please drain the oil, drain the gasoline, and then you can throw it in the scrap metal. I believe we were fined for those 3 items. Was there another one?
Yeah, the compressed cylinders, any
Yeah.
type of oxygen tanks.
Yeah, the other one is oxygen tanks.
It doesn't have to be flammable gas, like I said, any type of oxygen tanks or CO2, anything like that. We have found live ammunition in there. It's
Right.
even a compressor that may still be pressurized, things like that.
Right, so please, if you have any questions, I guess the best point is, if you do have any questions about whether you can throw it in the metal container, please see one of the gentlemen that are up at the transfer station, or stop at the scale house and ask the question. And they'll tell you, they're very good, they'll tell you where you can and can't throw away some of this stuff. But I just wanted people out there, I know I've updated the council of why the metal piles were there, but with Pat here, I thought I would take the opportunity of letting the residents of Merrimack know why that's happening, is because we were fined $7,000, and because of what was going on in Everett. It wasn't just Merrimack. I think there were several communities in the state got fined, but there were some serious fires down there. And once a lithium fire starts, it's very hard to put out, especially in a scrap metal pile. So,
Go ahead, Jennifer.
Is there a list on the website that it tells you what you can and can't put in the metal pile?
We're working on doing the updates and new signage, and hopefully some flyers or something that we can pass out. One of the requirements is that the people might have to stop at the scale house to have it actually inspected before they can drop it off. This is going to create, more work, basically.
Labor
So you can't
intensive,
just
yeah.
put it into the bin and we forget about it. We have to actually physically look at all the pieces down. So it's going to take more time and more effort.
Your comments just about having a pre-check, if you will, that would be probably the easiest way to deal with it, because if, you can't go to the metal bin until you check through.
but,
Because this is labor intensive.
right.
With the way we're
We
doing
also
right now.
thought about having a separate spot for gas anything with gasoline in it that you're dropping, there'd be a separate spot, and then we'd move it. But when we get all the plans finalized, we'll be back in front of the council to give you what the actual plan is. But right now, you're gonna see the piles, and we're gonna be going through it and moving the scrap metals ourselves over the next couple of months.
Yeah, we're doing what we have to do in order to be able to get the material moved. But we do need to be able to come to you and explain what it is we are going to have to do. So we're trying different processes at this point to make sure to do it most effectively and efficiently, and to be able to deal with all the volume.
So if I have metal to dispose of, okay, I can visualize. I used to be able to dump it over. I can't do that now.
No.
So it has to be put outside, and then it's examined, and you guys dump it.
Well, Pat, they still are throwing over the edge.
As of right now, I was gonna add that we've noticed a lot of folks are unsure what to do because they get over there and there's no roll-off, any type of container down there. You're still gonna, if it's not something that contains gas, oil, a battery, something like that, you know, a bicycle or something, you'll throw it down, but don't be afraid to throw it over the railing down onto the ground, because a lot of people are just piling stuff up top now, because they think that since the box isn't there.
Because they don't know. Okay.
So there's gonna be a little bit of a learning curve, so, but we'll keep everybody posted.
We'll have a new sign where the air conditioners and refrigerators, we're going to put the lawn mowers and that type thing
That's a
down
good
there.
idea.
They can
'Cause
drop
you're
them off
used to
there.
storing it.
And then the rest of the metals can be done up at the top.
That makes sense.
But
We're working on all this, but I thought it was a great time because Pat was here, and I know that's been some talk around town of what happened, how come we're having all this metal just
And
showing up.
you can see the volume that we take in. I mean, that was very apparent,
And
what
for
we
short
take in
time.
just a week and 2 weeks.
Right.
I think we shipped around, don't quote me, but around 45 tons in 2 weeks of what we had there for.
So it was a good, he's a new foreman, it was a good chair.
We get revenues for that.
He solved the problem real quick, so.
Good for you.
He didn't want you off the hook,
Yeah.
not have to speak here tonight. That's what
That's
it was.
it. That's what it was.
Was there are fees for propane tanks?
Yes.
I didn't even know that.
You mentioned CO2 and oxygen tanks. So what does that go like with the propane? Or,
Technically, in order for the company to take them, it has to basically have the valve taken off the
Taking
top.
off the pressure.
They have to see that there's a hole in the tank somehow.
okay.
So if they can prepare the tank to come in, we can confirm it and we can scrap
But
it.
those should be confirmed by you guys first, inspected?
Correct, yeah. Any type of pressurized,
Okay, perfect.
anything.
What about the helium tanks for balloons?
Helium tanks, we can purge and then we scrap
Throw 'em in
those.
there?
Yeah,
Okay.
they're not as big
Not
of a
as
deal as something
big deal.
that'll
Okay.
explode, yeah.
You get that funny voice.
That's just what I was thinking.
I like
This
yours.
this is Froggy.
All right.
Thank you
we're
for
all set.
letting me go back to town manager's report, but, yeah.
Thanks, Lon. Thanks,
Thank
Patrick.
you.
We appreciate it.
Thank you.
Next item under new business, council to consider the acceptance of a donation of a 2011 inflatable boat valued at $750 and a 2011 trailer valued at $1,500 from the National Fire Department to the Merrimack Fire Rescue to be used for training as well as a backup boat and trailer as needed pursuant to RSA 31:95E and Charter Article 8, Section 15.
Good
How you doing,
evening.
Deb?
Here we are, how's that?
There we are.
All right. Yeah, the department was approached by Nashua to see if we were interested in a boat and a trailer that they were replacing. They're both 2011, they're in good shape, and they're basically the same ones that we have now. So my thought was that we can use this for training, so it would be basically the same as what we're using now, but without putting stress on the boat and trailer that we are currently using, so it was not replacing anything, but it's keeping the wear and tear off of what we have.
Nice.
And they're in very good condition, not very good, but good enough condition where they're safe and we could actually use them if we needed them for
For training.
a backup too.
Nice, good idea.
It sounds like an easy one. Does anybody have any questions?
Chief, does The motors coming with the boat too?
No,
or
sir.
No,
No, sir.
Okay.
The motors we have will fit that.
Will fit, okay.
Storage, no problem?
I'm sorry, sir?
For the storage, there's no problem
No,
with
sir.
storage?
Nope.
Okay.
I'll make a motion
Yes.
to accept the donation of a 2011 inflatable boat valued at $750 and a 2011 trailer valued at $1,500 from the Nashua Fire Department to Merrimack Fire Rescue to be used for training as well as a backup boat and trailer as needed pursuant to RSA 31:95-E and Charter Article 8-15. And do you need to sign any paperwork for that?
Yeah.
And to authorize the town manager to sign any paperwork.
Second.
Motion by Jennifer, second by Nancy Murphy. If there's no further discussion, all those in favor of the motion signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed or abstained? 500 with a thank you. That's
Thank you, sir.
Nice.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
All right, next item under new business, the council to consider the acceptance of a donation from resident Jake Bowen of 2 SpyPoint Flex-M cellular cameras valued at approximately $6.35 each.
$60.
Oh, why is that?
What'd you say, 6?
I don't know. Okay, $60.35 each, and accepted by the Conservation Commission at their meeting on June 9th, 2025 pursuant to RSA 3195E and Charter Article 8, Section 15. Oh, my goodness.
I can speak
Yes,
to this,
Jen.
and Ellen, if Ellen's here tonight, I'd invite her to come up if she's interested in sharing some information on it as well. We had a resident come to the SCLAR subcommittee to offer to purchase trail cameras. There's been some ongoing problems with vandalism at SCLAR, and he offered to, I believe, to donate 6, and through some discussion, we said, let's try out 2 to start with and see how it goes. Unfortunately, with vandalism occurring, if there's nobody to see it happen, there's nothing our police department can do about it. Do you have anything to add, Ellen?
Is that, as you know, SCLAR is a beautiful piece, and we have continuing problems with vandalism and with motorized use, which is not allowed on the property. We have wonderful volunteers on the subcommittee and in the town who are doing their best to stay ahead of this. Someone vandalized a piece of furniture that had been made by and donated by a town member. As soon as that became public, another resident of the town came and made the repairs. Here we have a problem with needing cameras, and a member of the public came forward. This is the kind of cooperation we want to encourage, and the commission really hopes that you will accept this, because it's not going to solve everything, but it's an important step, and I want to encourage every neighbor we've got who wants to help keep these properties in good shape.
Thanks, Ellen. No, Nancy.
I have a question, Paul, which you won't be able to answer, but perhaps you can get it for us. There was some discussion during the interview because it came up. Apparently, in the past, there have been cameras that have caught vehicles there moving things, and nothing was done by the police department.
Nope, the police department did go out and talk to those individuals.
Ah, okay. So
They did.
then the Conservation Commission needs to know that, because they never got that feedback, right?
That's correct. I
And
will make
the
sure.
other
that-
thing is,
Which spurs my question.
yeah.
Is there a procedure that, who's going to be viewing it? I'm not sure how the cameras work. Is it like Ring where you can just watch it?
That, someone else on the
There
commission
has
knows
to be
more
some
about it
sort of
than I do.
procedure as to when there is something found, what's going to be done about it.
So yeah, they look like they're cellular, but people, I would recommend that somebody on the Conservation Commission itself have access to the video and not the SCOLAR subcommittee,
I agree
but
with
somebody
you.
who's on the Conservation Commission themselves.
Probably the
have access.
liaison with the subcommittee, that would make
Probably
sense.
makes sense. Would have access to that, because if that person changes, then everything can get passed on from person to person.
Good idea.
The other thing is that we do get a lot of anonymous calls saying, oh, there's this or there's that. They don't want to give their name. that's a little more difficult for the police department to get back in touch saying, we did reach out, or we talked to people, or coming back, because then they can't search by Ellen's name and say, yep, okay, yeah, oh yeah, Ellen, we took care of that, when they call back in a few. So, you know, it's, some people don't want to give their names, but to help out in some of these matters, and that's what some of the communications back is, we don't know who to go back to and say, yeah, we talked to the person, or no, that, you know, that was XYZ, and if it happens again. But yeah, we did go, if we have plate numbers, we'll go and talk to them and say, look, we see you in
this
spots.
is where the procedure, like, I totally agree with talking to them, but if they do it again, it's beyond talking.
Well,
so is there a procedure
it's
that we could,
you
or
got-
if there's, for example, if there's damage done and that's viewed, they should have to correct the vandalism that they did, more than just talking.
You gotta remember, they gotta follow their RSAs and
Right.
police when they
Gotcha.
go out there.
That's why I'm asking.
So they have to follow their rules and regulations to do things.
Okay.
A lot of times, for instance, at the transfer station, we have a couple of cameras that are license plate facial. They're dual cameras that catch both. So, you know, if you ever got a ticket in Europe, they show you a pretty face and they show you a license plate, and you can't kind of say, oh, that wasn't me. Or even in New York City, oh, that wasn't me driving the car. No, it shows the person who's driving the car. That has to be done too. It can't just be a license plate of a truck or something, because you don't know who was driving the truck in order to say, you can say, the truck was down there, you need to fix it, but you can't press any charges against somebody because you don't have, it was me driving, or you driving, or Nancy driving.
Okay, but.
They have
I
to
guess-
follow their rules and regulations.
I understand. I guess my point is, if there needs to be approval of some things by this council in order to enforce that, I would be happy to hear of that.
We could talk to the police chief, but
You know, if they need something
enforcement-
from us,
Yeah,
to
sometimes
help.
enforcement is the laws and regulations of
I
the state.
understand.
What's interesting, though, is my Easy Pass, if it doesn't get my face, I still gotta pay the fine. So, I don't know.
Well, yeah, that's.
I mean, if my truck is there vandalizing, I'm responsible for my truck.
We'd have to
But-
talk
but
to the police department.
legally, I know it's a
You
whole
got-
different
there's
ballgame.
Legally is a little different than, so we gotta talk to the police department, what can they legally prosecute?
And is there anything we can do?
Right,
to
and I'll
help
talk to
them
the chief about
enforce it?
that.
And I have to imagine that license plate didn't show up again. I don't know if that's true or not, but if the conversation is
You'd like to
had,
think
I
so.
think they're less likely to do it again because of the concern that maybe they could be held responsible.
Well, we noticed that when we did West Road. There was 3 license plates.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Actually, I'm laughing at, not the license plates, I'm laughing at, there's a big boulder that Paul and I are moving, and all of a sudden, we're bent over, moving this 250-pound rock, and he goes, there's a camera, and it was, what, 8 feet away?
Yeah, 8 feet away.
Staring in the
So, yeah.
face.
So.
But anyhow.
And that's the other thing we'd ask. Please don't give the locations of these cameras out. We try to set up something down at Scholar, and next thing we know, one of the members of the subcommittee puts on Facebook, oh, watch out, there's cameras down here now. It's like, it defeats the purpose.
You will not be seeing that from a member of the Conservation Commission.
I get it, and we ask that your subcommittees don't put that out either, because we're trying to find out what's going on.
Defeats the whole purpose.
We're not trying to be sneaky, but it defeats the purpose.
We're trying to protect a resource that belongs to everybody in town.
Correct, so.
And I will make sure that I'll convey to the commission that they want somebody from the commission monitoring whatever
Yes.
comes through.
And then that way, point Carson with my office or the police department
Okay.
on this.
Yeah, perfect.
Right.
And as always, we appreciate the cooperation with ComDev and the police department and with the council. Thank you.
Thank you, Alan.
So
Jennifer?
we need to,
All right, so I'll make a motion to accept the donation from resident Jake Bowen of 2 SpyPoint Flex M cellular cameras valued at approximately $30.35. I'm sorry, $60.35 each, and accepted by the Conservation Commission at their meeting on June 9th, 2025, pursuant to RSA 31:95-E and Chart Article 8-15.
Second.
Motion by Jennifer, second by Tom.
With gratitude.
With thanks. There's no further discussion. All those in favor of the motion signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed or abstained, 500.
Thank
Thanks,
you very
Ellen.
much.
Thank
Thanks,
you,
Jennifer.
Ellen.
And
Appreciate
please
it.
communicate to the conservation that something was done.
I will.
All right, next, the council to consider the acceptance and expenditure of a donation in the amount of $5,000 from Merrimack Friends and Families to the Parks and Recreation Department in collaboration with the Welfare Department to be used towards the Camp Scholarship Fund to help families in need pursuant to RSA 3195B and Charter Article 8, Section 15.
Friends and families stepped up to the plate again,
Yeah.
and this will definitely help. You know, the camp's about $350 for a Merrimack resident. This will definitely help with somebody having a nice,
Significant.
enjoyable summer.
So thanks to them.
Is that $350 a week? Is
Yeah.
that what you're?
$350 a week, yeah.
So the pleasure of the council? Nancy,
I'd like to make a motion.
please.
I move that we accept and expend a donation in the amount of $5,000 from Merrimack Friends and Families to the Parks and Recreation Department in collaboration with the Welfare Department to be used toward the Camp Scholarship Fund to help families in need pursuant to RSA 31:95-B and Charter Article 8-15.
Motion by Nancy Murphy,
Second.
second by
And
Jennifer.
for the town manager to be able to authorize and sign any paperwork.
And they're a wonderful group. I don't know the total over all these years, but it's a lot. They've contributed to the
That's
community.
14 positions.
Yep. Some-
14 weeks.
Yeah, they're very good.
It's 14 weeks, which basically, if you look at it in a different way, it's 2 campers for the whole summer,
Whole summer, however they break it up.
right?
Yep, no, excellent. There's no further discussion. I'll call the question. All those in favor of the motion signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed or abstained, 500. Thank you. Next item under new business, the council to consider the acceptance and expenditure of a donation in the amount of $1,000 from the Merrimack Lions Club to the Parks and Recreation Department in collaboration with the Welfare Department. This money is to be used towards the Camp Scholarship Fund to help families in need pursuant to RSA 3195B and Charter Article 8, Section 15. Another group that does a lot for us.
Helped us out a lot.
So, with the same caveats, it's 3 people.
Yeah, that's right.
So, it's the pleasure of the council.
So I'll motion to the acceptance and expenditure of a donation in the amount of $1,000 from the Merrimack Lions Club to the Parks and Rec Department in collaboration with the Welfare Department to be used towards the Camp Scholarship Fund to help family in needs and pursuant to RSA 31:95-B and Charter Article 8-15 with gratitude.
Second.
Motion by Tom, second by Nancy Harrington. If there's no further discussion, all those in favor of the motion signify by saying aye.
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 Opposed or abstained, 500. Next on the agenda is the council to discuss the change in recent legislation relating to House Bill 99 and the amendment of RSA 72:35, which is a tax credit for service-connected total disability. Paul.
Well, as the council's aware, and hopefully many citizens are aware, that the town council underneath our charter, chapter article 178.5 of the town code is a tax credit for service-connected, totally disabled. In 2019, the town council increased the exemption amount to a maximum of $4,000 at that time. In 2024, we had 89 veterans receiving the $4,000 tax credit. This year in 2025, up at the state, there was a bill submitted and signed by Governor Ayotte on May 14th, 2025, to take effect to increase the upper limits from $4,000 to $5,000. Since this is a range from $701 to $5,000, and at the time the council had the maximum amount of $4,000, it's an optional tax credit for service-connected and permanently and totally disabled, shall replace the standard tax credit. So basically it reads, the new law reads, the optional tax credit for service-connected, permanent, and totally disabled shall replace the tax credits pursuant to RSA 7228, RSA 7228-B, 7228-C, and 7236-A in its entirety and shall not be in addition thereto. So if you get this credit, you don't get additional credits, is what that's saying. Coming before the council, we talked a little bit about this. If the council has an appetite to increase it to $5,000, that would increase the tax rate by 2 cents per thousand.
Wow.
Because of the 89 times the thousands, $89,000 that we'd come up with. So it'd be 2 cents. One thing, the council has two options. You can increase it, and we go through the 3 readings that we normally have to do for any ordinance. The first read, if you have the appetite to move forward, this could be considered the first read tonight, then a public hearing, and then the final reading. But one thing is this probably would not take effect to April of '26. So the 4,000 would stay intact this year, and April 1st, 2026 will take effect moving forward.
I'm of two minds. I'll just be honest with you. One, I think they deserve it. And two, is I also understand the impact on taxes. I guess I'm weighing on the side of we owe it to them for 2,000, 1,000. It's just, they pay their dues and we should pay ours. So, but that's my opinion, personal.
I feel the same. I would support it. How long has it been? It was 2019?
November of 2019 when it was approved.
Initially,
yes.
I mean, we did the max before, so I just say, I agree with you all. I mean, we owe it to them.
Right. Yeah.
I was surprised at the number, to be perfectly honest with you. 89. I was surprised at that number. I spent the first 10 years of my career at the VA, and to get 100% disabled
Yeah,
and
it's not
totally
easy.
disabled.
Yeah.
Although, I think that's lightened up a bit. It used
Yeah.
to be impossible. Not impossible.
No, it was very hard.
Difficult.
Very difficult.
I don't think it's as difficult as it used
No,
to be.
but
which
I
I'm
was
not debating it.
Right, I'm not debating it either, but
you're right.
the number of 89, I'm sure even if the rules have released or relaxed a little bit, it's still it's not a
I think it's
slam
more
dunk.
inclusive
Mhm.
with the whole PTSD thing
Right.
and the brain syndrome.
Traumatic
that's
brain
very
injuries,
different than what
yeah.
it used to be.
Right, but, I'm appreciative to these 89 residents in town
Yep.
for, doing what they did for us. But it's up to the council of how you want to proceed on this.
I'd like to make unless there's any further discussion. Nancy, do you want to?
No, I agree.
Okay. I would like to make a motion to adopt. Would that be the correct terminology?
Move.
Oh, I'm sorry, that's right. Thank you.
It'd be moved
This
to a
would be the
public
first
hearing.
moving. Thank you, correct. Move it to a second reading.
Second.
Public hearing,
Yep.
right?
Yes.
Thank you for the correction, yeah.
All right,
Second.
second by Nancy, did I hear?
Yes.
A motion by Nancy Harrington, second by Nancy Murphy. Any further discussion? All those in favor of the motion, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, abstained, 5-0. Okay, the next meeting?
Yeah, it would be July 10th now.
Sorry,
So-
I left the mic off, I apologize.
Excuse me, it would be July 10th, if we get it in time. I'm sorry. It'll be July 10th. With the 4th of July, I will see if we can get it there. If not, it would be in August if we can't make the 10th. But we should be able to.
And it can't be applied till April, so we've got time.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's not like, that's true.
It's funny because we just increased the L to 178 a couple months ago. It would have been nice if this passed earlier, then we could have done it all at once
Yeah.
instead of having to do it over and over. But we'll do what we got to do, and that's why we have the ordinance procedure.
All right. Next on the agenda, the council will discuss House Bill 457 as it relates to zoning restrictions on dwelling units.
Yeah, So basically, the House and Senate passed House Bill 457 related to the zoning restrictions of dwellings. One of my colleagues from the east of us, northeast of us, started writing a piece to Governor Ayotte and looking for support to ask her to veto 457, which is enabling a statute that all municipalities to regulate land use. This is a new statewide zoning mandate would prohibit municipalities from adopting any ordinance that restrict the number of occupants of any dwelling unit, less than 2 occupants per bedroom. The bill would mandate groups to congregate housing units in all zoning districts that permit residential use. We have deep concerns with the impact the zoning mandate will have on our towns and cities. The other thing that this also did was limit the number of parking spots. So for per bedroom from 1.5 to 1.
And it's funny.
Units.
It's funny that we bring this up tonight, because I just had a Highway Safety Committee meeting, and there was a complaint of parking situation at the workforce housing project. That
Yes,
we
they're
have.
parking for lack of a better term, the Angelo Road, the little stub. Willow Street, because there aren't enough parking spots over there.
So if that's already a problem, the fact that the state feels like they have to invest in our community to that degree is really a problem,
Right.
because the Highway Safety Committee isn't into putting up no parking signs, because occasionally people do park on the street, but if
Right.
it becomes a constant, regular occurrence because there's not enough parking in these locations, that's a real issue.
Yeah,
That's going to be a problem in the winter if they're
Well,
parking.
Right, and that was one of the concerns that I had when this bill first came out. We don't have fraternities. We don't have, some of the other like dorms and things of that sort where, they can rent, some gentleman's renting out his house, and then all of a sudden you got 20 kids living in it. We don't have those kind of problems here because we don't have the big universities like in Keene or in Durham or in Plymouth. But one of my concerns was the 1.5 spots because, I'm thinking of, not to pick on anybody, Executive Park Drive with the hotel, and then we have all those apartments now. If they were only one spot, that means they could get 2 or 3 more buildings, I don't know, maybe, in that vicinity. And now where do you park those cars? And in the town of Merrimack, we have no parking from November to April. We are not the city of Nashua. We're not the city of Manchester where you have parking garages that people can go, or Portsmouth, that people can go park in overnight. The other thing this brought to my attention is we have an employee who lives in Nashua, and it was wintertime, and her brother's car got towed because he was parked on the street because there wasn't enough parking spots at his apartment complex. So he came in at 11 o'clock at night. They didn't have enough parking spots. He parked on the street, didn't realize it. His car got towed. And, those things are real, in apartment complexes and things of that sort. If they don't have enough parking, people are going to try to find parking in other spots. And then you get the other issue of, like, on Willow, where they're just parking there in front of, up and down the road because there isn't enough spots in the workforce housing units. Well,
Did they not plan?
1.5 spots per residence, but if you have 2 people who work, that's 2 vehicles times the number of spots they have. You might get 1, you might get 2.
Gotcha.
Down in another condo association further south from here, that's the same thing. It's 1.5 spots for your individual to be able to park because they figure that there might be only 1 car for some people, but then other apartments, there'll be 2. So that was the big issue on this bill for me, is limiting the number of spots. I understand we don't have in our ordinances, our zoning ordinance, a mandate for residents. We don't say that you can only have 2, you have a 4-bedroom, you can only have 8 people living there. We don't have those kinds of rules in our ordinances. Other communities do have that rule. I just want to let everybody know that I did send up my support for this veto for the governor. I signed on as town manager. we wanted to bring this forward, and the town council as well, that we are in support of this veto option from conversations that I did have with the councils independently, but as a group, I wanted it to be brought out so nobody, if it comes out, they see the town of Merrimack. I want the town, they know that the town council has discussed this and feels that this is an issue as well, and is in support of this letter that was presented to us as part of the veto.
So this has already passed the House and the Senate.
Yes, it's on the governor's desk to be signed, and we're hoping that she'll read this. And
Any sense?
honestly, I think some of the stakeholders in this are a lot bigger than the town of Merrimack, to be politically correct in saying it. Might have a little more political power in the state. I could see this definitely as an issue in some of the bigger cities. And some of your other, like I said, the Plymouths, the Keens, the Durhams, a lot more police reports, things of that sort. Not that this happens, but in Western University, Western Mass University in Springfield, Massachusetts, they didn't have something like this. And, you know, the police were called quite often to an apartment for college kids because they had 4 kids living there, and they might have a party on a Friday night and the neighbors really didn't like it. So I could see the police being called more and more about parking, especially, you know, I've been able to park in front of my house for the last 50 years, and now all of a sudden, you know, the guy's renting his house out. It's his prerogative, or her house out, to a couple of college kids, and here you go. So, like I said, it's we don't have the restrictions for occupancy in this town, the parking, the spots. And the other thing is, I did run this by some of the other representatives that represent town in Merrimack, and I wanted to make sure that I wasn't overreacting. And from what I received feedback from them is, no, we're not overreacting on this. This is kind of an overreach of the state government on this. So, but with that being said.
So this is just informational?
Yes.
Nancy?
But I would like a vote or a motion that you do support, just for the record.
Right, and before you, Nancy, I'm of the opinion when Paul has ideas that can move forward, we give him a lot of latitude to do those type of things. And so this is just a big one, and it was important to make sure we have the understanding here and that the community knows what's going on as well.
I also think if there was any question, Paul would contact us. I mean, I think you felt enough confidence in knowing us and our philosophy and all the rest, that we would be okay with that.
Yeah.
And that you would question, if there was any doubt, you would contact us. So.
Right, and I did have conversations with
Yeah.
several of you over this too.
Yep.
And I know that for 91A purposes, I just wanted to bring it to a meeting and get your concurrence that council was in concurrence with this as well.
And so moved?
Okay.
It's so moved.
Nancy?
The so moved move.
Nancy?
I was just going to say, this bill came before us, and I voted against it. This is one, when we talked about housing bills a couple of weeks ago, this is one of those really concerning housing bills for all the points Paul made. But one of the other concerns is that even if we don't have necessarily rules about how many people, unrelated people, can live in a community, we do have rules about how many bathrooms are needed in a home. And that doesn't take into consideration. And the biggest issue for me was this removes local control. So the state is telling us that we can't set limits about our own infrastructure, the impact that, you think if you have a 40-unit building and they only have to put 30 parking places in, the vast majority of developments like that, 10 people out are right off the top, so you're short 10 parking spots. So this is part of that movement to just build, let developers build without taking into consideration the impacts on communities. And one of the other things that this would do, and the concern that was raised in the House, was that you potentially, since housing is so short, we could also have people buying up real estate and subleasing it to, renting it to as many people as they want, taking away, homes for people that would like to purchase them and making big bucks off of rentals without regard to how many cars that would bring in and all those other things. So people could get rich doing this. And that was one of the other things that was raised, along with all, as Paul said, about communities where there are schools and that kind of stuff. So, we recognize that there's a need for housing. We recognize that there's a need for student housing. But legislation that takes away the ability of municipalities to manage their, it was a non-starter for me. So I fully support Paul's, and I believe the New Hampshire Municipal Association is on board as well. I have a friend whose husband.
On board being against?
Yes, against. They're with the letter, the support to ask Governor Ayotte to veto they're actually one of the prime, I won't say sponsors, but they were the opposition to bring this forward to other towns and managers and stuff.
Okay.
Okay, the motion's already been made and seconded.
Who made it?
I made it and Tom.
So if there's no further discussion, I'll call the question. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed or abstained? 5-0.
Thank you.
Paul. Appreciate
Thank you.
it. Next, June 12th minutes.
And just to thank you for keeping abreast of those kinds of things.
Yeah, it's been a wild session, and I don't envy the people up in Concord, but just trying to stay our heads above water on some of this stuff. It was challenging.
It was busy.
It was the busiest I've seen in 20 years. I really it was. I don't know how many bills they tabled but for instance, zoning and housing, 6 pages of bills. I printed out the other day for somebody. They came and asked a question. I said, I don't know which bill you're talking about, which one. There were 6 pages of just bills. And some of them were tabled, some of them were ITL'd and expedient to legislate. Others were passed with amendment, retained to committee. There were 6 pages of zoning and housing bills. And we're not talking like 4 or 5 inches on a page. It's like House Bill 572 for XYZ housing, committee, ITL'd, next steps. Just 3 or 4 lines on each one of them. It's amazing. It's the most that I've seen in 20 years. So.
Okay. Jennifer, I'm looking to you, and anybody who might have any.
We all look to Jennifer.
I did not find any needed edits.
All righty.
There's always somebody to go to.
If Jennifer didn't find it, then it does not exist.
Nancy sometimes catches them.
Oh.
Our transcriptionist is doing a terrific job.
Yes.
All right.
Anybody else?
That's very nice. I'm sure she's going to love hearing that comment.
I'll make a motion then to accept the Thursday, June 12th Town Council meeting minutes as written.
Second.
Motion by Jennifer, second by Nancy Murphy. All those in favor of the motion signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed or abstained? 5-0. Comments from the press and public? Seeing nobody here. Comments from the council? Nancy?
2 things I just wanted to say. Thank you to everybody that came out to the hot dogs for Alzheimer's today. And the
beautiful day.
It was a great day. We sold out again. And thank you to Bob Bergen for the many years that he's put into organizing and overseeing this. It's a lot of work. It only happens once a year, but the work is all year long, and he's done a great job. Again, thank you for the donations. I think at one point he was up to $87,000, and that was around 5 o'clock. So again, that's a lot of people come, purchase hot dogs, and many don't even purchase them. They just drop money in the donation. So that was one thing. And the second thing I wanted to say was Merrimack could be very proud. One of our former students, John Hilliard, came to the State House today and was in Representatives Hall and sang the national anthem at the beginning of session. And so his mom and his sister were there to see him. He did a great job. So another one of our Merrimack youth making us proud.
Very good. Jennifer?
You took the words out of my mouth about the hot dogs event. I wanted to say congratulations to Bob again, and thanks to all the volunteers that worked hard all day long there. I did want to make one comment for Conservation Commission. They're exploring putting together a subcommittee on invasive plants. We're seeing a lot of knotweed and oriental bittersweet that's really taking over and taking down other trees and stuff. So if anyone in the public is interested, they did make a post on their Facebook page. You can reach out to through that, or contact Conservation Commission through the website if anybody's interested. It will help us decide whether or not to create that committee or not.
Good?
No, I got one thing. I was talking to Paul earlier, because we're at our council retreat, we're talking about our website and how there's some outdated stuff on there from April. I asked him if he could put some of the celebrations of the 4th on the main page, just so people can go to, or they can go to merrimackparksandrec.org as well. But I tend to go to the homepage, and I don't like going in and searching departments and stuff like that. It's a pain in the what. So if we can get on the homepage, that'd be awesome for people to try to get a good crowd out there this year.
Easy access.
Easy
Right.
access, yeah.
As simple as a link to Parks and Rec.
Yeah. And if we just took down the election results, older stuff would just populate it forward.
Because it
So,
just
yeah,
scrolls.
we also talked at the retreat about updating our website, and we are in the process. I signed the contract today to get that started. So that will also help with some of these things that we can put drop-off dates. So they'll drop off with the new Drupal, whatever version that we're going to be on when this comes down. But, yeah, we will take care of that and put some information about the 4th of July up, especially since it is next week. And hope everybody enjoys the 4th.
Yes.
Hopefully it won't rain. It's not supposed to rain as far as I can see in the extended forecast, which is a good thing on the 4th, which is the Friday, which is when we'll be shooting off the fireworks too, so be nice.
All right.
Motion to adjourn.
Motion by Tom, seconded by Jennifer.
Second.
All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Thank you, everybody. 500.
Happy 4th of July, everybody.